where we are now, they don't stand out like that. You know, and I can name a few of them, but
I still think God, to some degree, still I still give God glory, like for M's skill, and I don't think just the fact that all of his skills, his capabilities come from God. Like when I hear any of his old stuff or anybody for that matter, I think man, God, you are so dope that you're able to give this artistic ability. I don't automatically glorify that artist. I think God does get glory from that. I believe God gets pleasure. Yeah. Of course, he doesn't get his full glory because they aren't explicitly glorifying him directly, but just the fact of them expressing beautiful art through metaphors, alliterations, onomatopoeias, all that stuff, just the beauty of that. I see God, I see the signature of God in that.
Wow, that's nice, but I want to. No, it is. It's true.
That's cute. Oh, that's cute. It's cute. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said that before.
But all that stuff is good. But at the end of the day, I want these people. It's nice to say that God can get some sort of glory out of Eminem being good, but I want Eminem to be saved. But
do
at the
they?
end of the day, that's all I care about.
But let's just say, hypothetically, if he does come over to Christian rap, does he bring non-believers with him?
I don't personally care about that part yet. I'm more concerned about him.
Yeah. But I'm saying, is that the design? Bring non-believers.
It's not the design because I don't want anybody going and saying, "Oh, I'm about to go kill this industry," and then flip on it.
I'm saying they actually come over, and that's the design, is that they bring non-believers.
I don't want that to be the motive. That's not the motivation. The motivation is you get yourself to the point where you're relying on God. If people happen to follow him, which I don't believe that's even possible. If you become a Christian because Eminem became a Christian,
I think that
could
happen.
I don't know if that's.
I think that could happen. Eminem had one time. Remember back in the day, maybe the early 2000s or early to mid 2000s when he got locked up. He had some dudes threaten the town to say he didn't. His fans, these dudes were so loyal to him that they was like, "Yo, if y'all don't release him, we about to."
But can you sincerely become a Christian? Can you sincerely become a Christian just because somebody else you like became a Christian?
No, it's not. It's not that you like them. You start to listen to what they have to say.
Well, are you really following God or are you following Eminem?
At this point, you're following God because they're speaking the truth in the word.
I've seen that happen, even with and it's more underground, but even a lot of people don't know, even Crump. In a sense, at some point, Crump, the dance style, is very large underground, very large underground. And the dance style actually became a form of worship to Christ. And Crumpers were supposed to be Christians, and it became a witnessing tool. And the vast majority of Crumpers, because they all looked up to Tight Eyes or Chaz, the guy that created Crump, because they looked up to him, a lot of people became Christians. But when some of the Crumpers, I'm not going to say who, but when a lot of the elite Crumpers started doing very unchristian-like things, a lot of the Crumpers were trying to justify what they were doing, and then eventually when those people started falling off and falling away, they were still trying to justify it. And it's okay, clearly y'all aren't Christians. Y'all just say y'all are Christians because these people y'all really like a lot and Crump are Christians, so y'all want to follow their pattern.
Yeah, the only reason I say that is because I want there to be a caution, even to people who love Christian hip-hop. Check your heart and make sure you're not saying you're a Christian because you're a fan of Lecrae. You're a fan of Andy. You're a fan of Thizzle. You're a fan of The Truth. Because sometimes it could look like, oh, I'm a fan of The Truth. I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? It's you may not be. You may have heard their music. You loved it. You wanted to be a part of 116 or whatever. But make sure that you actually love Jesus. Because if The Truth or Lecrae or Andy start flipping out, I don't want you to follow them there. I mean, make sure this is really about Jesus only. Because, Lecrae will say this himself. If he flipped out, he wouldn't want you to be a Christian just because of him. You know what I'm saying? This should be a personal thing for you. So just that's just a caution. Christian hip hop is awesome. It's a great tool. Hip hop is awesome. It's a great tool. But don't follow so closely to these people that you aren't following Jesus. And you're just thinking following him is the same as it's not. So, anyway. Yeah. All right, so
cut that in half because that was the topic.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so let's get back into it. You in the field with the Track Stars. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Looking in a distant dreamland of a world for us. When the moon's light will map out a journey for you and I. For you and I. In the night, I'm alone. Without you, I'm drifting out. When you take my hand, I'm so high up, I'll never land. I'll never land. I'll never land. I'll never land.
Look, everybody wanna be on top. I don't think they know what that means. Once you get there, then you can't stop. Everybody gunning for your spot, aiming at your team. I'm up all night, chasing dreams. Everything changed when you go from seeing it on big screen to behind the scenes. Lean the song like it's the light they lead, huh? You know the rich and famous kill theyself to stay rich and famous. Very same thing that they built their name with, be the same thing that they be enslaved with. So I don't want rap, you can have that. I don't want the crown, yo, I'm aiming past that. Heading for another throne, can't have that. This a kingdom where my dad's at, and I'm his son, my singer, so death won't have that last laugh. Child of a king, royalty, that's ass cap. They want glory, money, and power before you go. I promise you it's empty, we aiming just way too low. I know we own things, we don't need to impress people. We don't know that we go broke, tryna look rich. I can't do it, I just want my new goal is to be close to the one that made my soul, man. Them other highs gon' let you down. I'm tryna get so high, I'll never land.
I'm alone. Without you, I'm drifting out. When you take my hand, I'm so high up, I'll never land. I'll never land. I'll never land. I'll never land. And I'll never land.
I am Rufio with the ripped jeans, Cool Mo with the 16s. In the studio, Michelangelo with a microphone, writing 16s. But these songs ain't for the chapel. Try to build with others, your own attack you. Try to be a light and they blowing the match you lit. Can't use a shotgun to catch a fish, I'm on. Using a different tactic, come with your boom Baptist. Look at this rap cat with glasses, cooking the track. And every time I look at my past, I laugh like, you know what, I should've been that. Nowadays, I just wanna make it classic. Trying to set the bar way above the average. Then smash that for the glory of God and do rappers like Apple, even without jobs. Sitting on the writer's block, penning everything that I've been in and out of ever since the album dropped. Things change, get the feeling they won't stop. I don't wanna grow up, never land, got no clocks. But let me give them bars and no shots to catch up. I got a message about a blessing, but it's written in cursive. You're gonna face death, I know the one to reverse it. Listen, when I say I get so high, I ain't even talking about sticky, no lie. The way up is down, stay low to the ground and you close to the clouds. Listen, when I say I get so high, I ain't even talking about sticky, no lie. The way up is down, stay low to the ground and you close to the clouds. For real life.
Hey, Sean, the Bible says that Jesus sent out 12 disciples, 2 by 2.
2 by 2? Yo, son, tell them what we do.
Man, it's the mission field with the Track Starz, Ryan Rice and Sean Tanner. Get into it.